Arkansas, all sports. It's more sports.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Wes Moore. Thank you for joining us. A little Razorback post-game talk. Arkansas gets it done in the season opener, 109-77 over Southern. College basketball season is here, and I think you can see why there's a lot of people excited about this Arkansas basketball team. The thing I really wrote down in the first half, and it's just explosive how quickly this team can score. There was a drought where Arkansas was having some issues, missed a lot of jump shots, some three-pointers, and even some layups, just couldn't get the ball to fall. And there's about a 4-minute period, and I was looking at the scoreboard. I was still scoring a lot of points, even with that little lull in the action. And then Darius Acuff just went absolutely nuts. It was kind of a tale of two halves. It was Acuff in the first half. It was Trevor Brazile in the second half. We'll take a look at the scoreboard here in a few minutes and take a look at some of the stats. Of course, we got the ticker at the bottom of the screen with some of the high point totals for Arkansas. Big thanks to Corky's for sponsoring the ticker. But Arkansas, there it is, 109-77. Brazile, career high, 25 points, threw in 11 rebounds too. Acuff had a career high, 22 points. 20 of them came in the first half. And you look at what he did at the end of the first half. It was just 14 of Arkansas's last 16 points came from Darius Acuff. It was a stretch where he hit a couple of threes. Excuse me. He had an old-fashioned three, got the basket in the foul, made the free throw. And you look up, and all of a sudden, excuse me, said he had 20 points. And I was like, when did he get 20 points? And it was that little spurt. I had to go back and look. He scored 14 of their last 16 points. So he had 6 up until that moment and then just went nuts for 14 points. And Arkansas they went from having a 17-point lead at the under 8-minute timeout to a 25-point lead. And so that spurt right there. And then they did it again in the second half. They had another long run, 9-0 run, I think it was. End up winning by 32 points. Just an impressive. Southern, did what they were supposed to do. I'm not going to poo-poo the game because they played well. Southern shot the ball well from outside the three. If they don't hit the three, they don't score many points tonight. They had a tough time getting shots off, but not a bad team, but not a great team either. They're going to get a much better test against Michigan State on Saturday. And got some good news to share about that, too. We're going to have a lot of fun Saturday. We are going to do the show from a new sponsor. They're jumping on board and going to invite us out and hope to do several shows there at Spring Social. And that is the wrong graphic I just pulled up. So let me get rid of that. And but anyway, a new place out in West Little Rock off of Rodney Peril. And they have invited me out, and we're going to go watch the game there. And we're also going to do a post-game show from Swing Social and invite people out, come out, hang out, see what it's what it looks like. And really neat place. It's got a cool bar, and then they got the golf simulators all throughout the building, so you can go and hang out with your friends and play a little golf, have some drinks. Neat little deal. But anyway, that's what we'll be doing Saturday for the Michigan State game. That's a 6 o'clock tip-off for Michigan State. So come on out and join us at Swing Social Saturday night. We'll be talking about that for the rest of this week. But just wanted to share that news with you. And also big thanks to Gwatney Buick GMC. You see their logo up. They are jumping on board with more sports. And big thanks to those guys for being a part of the show. And we'll be getting to know more about Gwatney Buick GMC in the coming months. But back to the game. Thomas, big game, career high, 21 points. How about that? 3 people getting career highs. Of course, 2 of them were true freshmen. But Thomas, man, he can shoot it. In the second half, he hit those back-to-back threes. I was thinking about this. In the past, how many times a team goes to the zone, you're like, oh, no, this isn't good. Arkansas can't make those shots. Southern goes to a zone, and they got a zone buster now. And Acuff can shoot the three too, by the way. But when Malik Thomas was running baseline, they ran 2 well-executed plays. They get it over to the left wing, hesitate for a second, draw the defense in, kick it to Thomas in the baseline. If you're watching, the post player on that side would give him a screen. He would get in front of his man so he couldn't run out to the baseline, and that freed Thomas up. Nobody out there on him. And they did that twice in a row, knocks it down twice in a row, and that's another reason to get excited about this team. Take a look at some of the notes that I wrote down. Starting five, and all this was done without Carter Knox. We found out before the game that Carter has a sprained toe and could have played tonight, according to the announcers. But Coach Calipari wants him rested and ready to go for the Michigan State game on Saturday. So they opted to keep Carter Knox out of the lineup. DJ Wagner, Billy Richmond, Darius Acuff, Trevin Brazile, Nick Pringle. So Billy Richmond jumps into the starting lineup with Carter Knox out. And you saw Isaiah Sealy become that eighth man tonight and got a lot of minutes that Carter Knox would have normally have gotten. And then with Billy Richmond in foul trouble, I think Sealy got a little extra playing time tonight and took advantage of it. I think he ended up with double digits because of that layup with 0.7 seconds left in the game. I think he finished with 10. We'll go over and take a look at the full scoreboard here in a few minutes. Brazile, first points of the game. How about that? And it was hogstats.com. I got to look at this because I saved it. And okay, I was thinking this was the first points for Arkansas every year. This is his first made field goal of the season. It was a three-pointer this year, a dunk last year, a dunk the year before, and a three-pointer his first year. I was thinking I just made a mistake. I thought he had scored the first points for the Razorbacks in each of the last 4 years. And I was like, that's an incredible stat, but that's not the case. But anyway, Trevin Brazile, the first points for the Razorbacks this season on a three-pointer. Southern actually led briefly 2-0, and Arkansas went on a 12-0 run and never looked back. In fact, at one point, it was like a 29-10 run. They had just jumped out to a huge lead. Your first guy off of the bench, of course, was Malik Thomas, and soon after, you had Malik Ewan come in for Nick Pringle. But those were the first two guys off the bench. Malik Thomas hit a baseline three to make it 15-3. And that was just one of his I think he ended up, let me see how many Malik Thomas ended up with, how many threes tonight. Malik Thomas finished with 4 threes, 4 of 10, 40% from the three-point line. I think we'll take that. If you got any questions, comments, be sure to hit me up, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and we'll get to some of your questions later on in the show. But let me share you the scoreboard, and we'll take a look at the final stats for the Arkansas Southern game. Let's go to ArkansasRazorbacks.com. I will, there we go. Oh, do that. All right, there we go. Start at the top. Darius Acuff, 22 points, 8 of 13. Very, very efficient. 3 of 5 from the three-point line. Made his free throws. How about Arkansas tonight? 25 of 29 from the free throw line. Outstanding. We've talked about that in the first two exhibitions, that they had to get better shooting free throws. And tonight, 25 of 29, that is 89%. Now, they're not going to do that all season long. I hope they do. If they do, you're going to be tough to beat. When you go to the free throw line 29 times, almost 30 times, and you shoot 89%, that will win you a lot of ball games. Back to Acuff. Had a couple rebounds, 4 assists, only 2 turnovers. And I tweeted this out. I don't know if you saw it, but at the 5:37 mark in the second half, when Acuff was on the kind of fast break, was trying to go in, and he just lost the handle and went out of bounds. That was their first turnover of the second half. Arkansas ended up with just 9 turnovers tonight. That's a great stat. Trevin Brazile, 25 points. We talked about it. 11 rebounds. Had an assist, had a block shot, had a steal. DJ Wagner hit the late three. He ended up with 8 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists. He and Malik Thomas led the team in assists with 7. Nick Pringle finished with 8 points. He had 8 rebounds. Billy Richmond, 6 points. Limited minutes, what was his? 16 minutes out of the regulars. He played the fewest, but he also fouled out of the game. Let's look at Malik Thomas's stats here. 21 points, 7 of 15 from the field, 4 of 10 from the free throw line. So he missed 8 shots, 6 of them from the three-point line. Hardly remember him missing a shot inside the three-point line. He is so smooth. That little mid-range jumper is sweet. He had 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3 steals. That dude does a little bit of everything, doesn't he? Malik Ewan, 6 points. He had 4 rebounds. He is so good on the offensive glass. He had 3 18 minutes. Malik Thomas had 4 offensive rebounds. And Nick Pringle had 3 offensive rebounds. Did a good job doing what they should do against Southern. And then Isaiah Sealy, I was wrong. He finished with 12 points. Should have Isaiah Sealy on the ticker at the bottom of the screen. How about that? 12 points in 17 minutes, 3 of 6 from the field, 6 of 6 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, had a steal. Good game for Isaiah Sealy. Look, that's what will get him more minutes at some point. When he gets that opportunity, takes advantage of it. Didn't do a whole lot of bad things. He didn't have any turnovers. I think there was one time I saw Coach Cal get upset with him on a defensive assignment. But for the most part, you got to say, hey, Isaiah Sealy, first game, true freshman. So you had another player with a career high. So 4 Razorbacks had a career high. Actually, I guess you had even more when you technically look at some of the backups that came in. I guess Big E, Jaffic, Elmir Jaffic made his 1 of 2 free throws. So he that's his first points as a college player. So all in all, a very efficient night for the Razorbacks. That's why I'm going to show you the first half box, second half box. Look at that. First half, Darius Acuff show. He had 20. Brazil had 10. Malik Thomas had 10. Everybody that played in the first half scored. All 8 of the guys scored. And it was the same thing. I think in the second half, did everybody score? Let's see here. Acuff only 2. Brazil had 15 in the second half. Malik Thomas had 11 in the second half. So, yes, of all the regulars, everybody scored in the second half. So, you know what? They're moving the ball. Everybody's getting opportunities. DJ Wagner had 6 assists in the second half. Struggled from the field. Remember, he hit that late 3. So he was 0 for 5 from the three-point line and 0 for 6 from the field. Hadn't hit a shot in the second half. So that was big for his confidence. Finally see a ball go down. But you got to say, even though he was shooting the ball poorly, contributed with 6 assists in the second half. How many assists did they end up with? Let me go to the game box and take a look at the totals. Let's see here. They had 23 assists on 37 made baskets. It's pretty good. 23 assists, 9 turnovers. You'll take that all day long. Acuff, 4 assists to 2 turnovers. DJ, 7 to 2. Billy Richmond, 1 and 1. Malik Thomas, 7 assists, 1 turnover. That is outstanding. So your primary ball handlers not only were taking care of the ball, they were distributing and did a very good job of running the offense. Your stats over here on the corner, Arkansas shoots 51% from the field, 39% for Southern. Look at that. That's the key for them, 12 of 27. And that can be a concern. If you want to pull out one negative for this game, Arkansas gave up, too many good looks, and they knocked them down. 12 of 27, that's 44%. You do that in SEC play, or you do that against Michigan, Duke, whoever, some of the good teams are going to play. You allow a team to shoot 44% from the three-point line, you're probably going to lose that game, to be honest with you. So that's the big negative for today's game. Only forced 12 turnovers. That's a little surprising. Points off turnovers, they did convert on just those 12 turnovers, 16-7. Dominated the glass like they should. Second chance points, though, there at the end. It got a little ugly, and Southern got some chippies there at the end, some easy offensive rebounds and some putbacks. You're not going to see that often. Bench points was close, 40 for Arkansas, 35 for Southern. So that's a good look at what the final box score looks like. Arkansas scored 57 in the first half, 52 in the second half. So very consistent there. Again, questions, you got comments, you can always hit us up on Facebook, Twitter. YouTube, and we can talk a little bit about this game, your thoughts on this game, and go to my notes again real quick. 31-14 was your score at the under 8 timeout. So Arkansas was up 17. At that point, they were not shooting the ball well, 43%. Remember, they ended up shooting 51%, but they were up 31-14, 17-point lead. Their defense, I mean, they were overwhelming Southern early in the game, and they had made 8 of 9 free throws. So they got off to a great start shooting the free throws. And then Acuff in Arkansas went nuts. They made 5 shots in the second half and turned that 13-point lead into a 25-point lead. And Southern, they had made 6 threes in the first half. That was 18 of their 32 points. So they shot the ball well in the first half and continued that in the second half. That little run got Arkansas shooting percentage up over 50%, making their last 5 shots. They shot 53% from the field. They were 6 of 10. Let me go back. They were 6 of 10 in the first half from the 3-point line. So the second half, they must have been just miserable from the 3-point line. 4 of 18. So you shoot 60%, but you're not going to keep that up. 6 of 10, that's outstanding. But second half, 4 of 18, that's 22%. So it got ugly in the second half from the 3-point line. In fact, remember Thomas, we were talking about the threes he hit, the back-to-back threes. He hit another one later on. Besides that, they were over until DJ Wagner hit that 3 late in the game. So 4 of 18. So that's your second negative. If we're going to be picky and try to pick apart this game, gave up too many threes to Southern in the second half. Arkansas did not shoot the ball well, but that's when they got the dunks going. I've now started every game with a little dunk meter. They had 7 dunks by my count tonight and a couple near misses. The one Brazil, oh my gosh, just barely missed it. And if that goes down, that's one of those that's going to be shown over and over again. That was explosive. Trevin Brazil, second half, start the second half. Trevin Brazil had 9 quick points, and of course the Thomas back-to-back threes. And at the under 16-minute timeout, Arkansas had scored 15 points, and they had all come from Brazil and from Thomas. 9 for Brazil, 6 for Thomas. Yeah, that's right. And then at the 3-minute mark, you had your first mass substitution, and then they finished up in the last minute, made another substitution to get the players, some of the bench players in. So 109-77 is your final score. And Arkansas is 1-0 on the season. It's a good start. Not perfect. Not much of a struggle, really. Got off to a fast start and just let it go from there. I mean, just kept adding to it. And Arkansas takes care of business. Told you earlier about big thanks to Gwatney Buick GMC for stepping up, being a part of the show. If your current car payment is not where you want it, and it's blowing your budget, go see the fine folks at Gwatney Buick GMC. Their sales team is always in the game, helping you trade up and trade to get a better and save big on what your payment is right now. So if you're looking for a GMC Sierra or whatever, a Buick SUV, they got you covered at Gwatney Buick GMC. Go check them out. Easy to find. They're on Landers Road in North Little Rock. It's GwatneyBuickGMC.com. Big thanks to them, and let's support them. If you're in the market for a new car and you like this show, do me a favor and give Gwatney Buick GMC a chance. You may have already bought from there before, or you've never been there before. Give them a try just because you do like this show and they are supporting us so that we can do this. We owe them at least that. Go shop at Gwatney Buick GMC. All right, look, we've been talking about the Razorbacks basketball team for a while. We got the post-game show coming up Saturday at Swing Social in West Little Rock off Rodney Parham. It's right there next to Homer's, Sauce, Zen Wine Bar. It's all in that location. It's easy to find, great parking, and it's a lot of fun. So we're going to be hanging out there watching the game. And then after the game, we'll fire up the post-game show and talk a little bit about Arkansas and Michigan State. Huge game. No Razorback football game this week, but we got Razorback basketball on Saturday to fill that void. We also have lot of good high school football this week. This is week 10. So you got games on Thursday and then on Friday. So we're going to do a high school football game show on Thursday, another one on Friday. It'll be a very busy week for more sports. But this is it. I mean, you got playoff seeding on the line. You got teams trying to get into the playoffs, and you got some conference titles on the line. The Conway Bryant, huge game. But you also have the 5A South. It is a jumbled mess. They know who's going to the playoffs, but the seeding, the conference champ, that'll all be decided on Friday night. And the team that we're going to talk to now is part of those teams. And the Parkview Patriots, maybe some people wrote them off earlier this season when they lost 3 in a row. But they are back and had a big win this Friday night down in Lakeside. So now a little earlier today, I caught up with Bobby Boldy. Let's talk a little high school football with him. The More Sports Team of the Week is the Parkview Patriots. Joining us now is their head coach, Bobby Bolden. Coach, welcome in. Hey, congratulations. Big win going down to Lakeside, getting it done, and in a huge 5A South game.
It was a good win on the road, and we've been steadily getting better every week. We made a few little changes, and it's really helped us out, and our kids played well.
But I tell you what, I don't know if everybody or anybody was writing Parkview off, but after the stretch you had with 3 losses, it says a lot about your team, your coaching staff, able to kind of rally the troops.
Yeah, our coaches have done a great job, and we did what, I was a graduate assistant for Buddy Bob Benson years ago, and he said, you got to stick to your knitting. Just keep your head down and keep picking them green beans. And that's what I've told the kids. Just stick to your knitting. We're going to be fine. Just keep grinding away and everything will be okay.
Yeah, I wonder, what was it like in the locker room? Because I was looking back, Parkview lost 3 games in a row. They lost more in 3 weeks than they did in 3 years. And so that had to be kind of a shock to the system.
Well, we got whipped by Bryant. I mean, they were just a lot better than us. And then Benton, we just came out and stood around for a half. And kind of like we were still shell-shocked from the Bryant game. Once we started playing in the second half, we were fine. And then Hot Springs game, I lost that game. That's on me. We're a different team, and our margin for error is a little smaller than it's been in the past. And, maybe I didn't take that into account as much at that point in time, but it cost us the game. And I took that told the kids, that's on me. And we just went to work, made a few changes after that, and it's helped us, and we've gotten better.
They say adversity makes you better. Has that adversity made this team better?
It does. And, I've always tried to map everything out for a long season to play into December, and didn't want to beat the kids up. We felt like if we could just keep getting better, that the time would come, the playoffs would come, and we could be a good football team. And that was a playoff game, and we got another one this week. So we just got to keep getting better.
The first half, you guys did a really good job shutting down Lakeside. What do you like out of your defense?
Well, that's maybe where we've made the most improvement, because we're young at a lot of positions. And we told our offense early in the year, y'all got to buy some time defensively to mature and learn what to do, and learn the mistakes that you can't make. And you can tell kids, if you do this is what's going to happen. But until it does, they're kind of hard-headed. And we didn't do a real good job offensively of helping our defense out early in the year. And we've done a much better job of that. And we did a good job of that. Our offense jumped out on them. We had a good defensive game plan from our defensive coaches, and we were able to get that lead. And we felt we left a touchdown on the field in the first half. We had it on the 1 and didn't score. And that would have helped us tremendously after what happened in the second half. And then we left another touchdown on the field in the second half when we underthrew a wide open touchdown pass. And So our kids are performing well. They're playing so hard right now, and we don't have a ton of great players. We got a bunch of really good high school players that play really really hard, and that's getting us where we want to be.
Second half, Lakeside made that run, got it down what to 24-22. How proud of you were they of the team, the way they were able to hold on the road and still get that victory?
It was awesome because Lakeside came back and took the lead. Actually, we snapped it over the punter's head and took a safety, and they took the lead. And then we drove down the field and couldn't punch it in again and kicked a field goal. Um, and then they had the ball and they were driving, and we made a 4th-and-1 stop. It was actually they had 3rd-and-1, and we stopped on 2 run plays. And they're really good in the offensive line, and their running backs run hard. And then we were able to burn the clock up and go down the field and eat the clock, burn up the last 4 minutes of the game.
You gotta love that. That's the best part. A little 4 minute drive and just then run out the clock, take a knee.
We practiced that in preseason. A whole team period was 4 minutes ahead. We got to burn the clock. Don't run out of bounds. Take your time. Keep this clock running. Those kind of things. And then we do a period every Wednesday that's 5 best plays we like on 4 minutes ahead. And of course, we went right to that script and we did those. But we had a 4th-and-1 also on that drive on our end of the field on about the 40, and a ninth grade running back punched it through and got the first down, and then he was able to pop another run later. And our kicker's a ninth grader that kicked the field goal, so we had some ninth graders come through for us.
How about that? The pressure situation like that, these guys are being thrown into the frying pan right away.
Yeah, he's been kicking all year, and the tailback we brought him along. He's going to be special. He's got a chance to be a big time guy, and we've kind of brought him along slowly, and not just thrown him to the wolves. But our number one tailback went down the first series um, Friday night, and we have a slot that plays slot receiver and tailback, and he came in and played some. But what we were doing offensively was pounding the ball up in there, and we needed a bigger back. And the knocker is about 5'11", 200, and he slammed up in there in the second half when we needed it.
How about take me back to the third and fourth and one on defense? Was that the defensive line that was the making the impact and getting those stops?
It was the front all the way, the D line, and our D line's played well all year, and they have tremendous motors. They ran a screen in the third quarter, and the guy was probably 25 yards downfield. I mean, great play call, and our DN ran him down from behind, and that's not the first time that's happened. But yeah, we just bowed up our necks, and of course they ran the ball right over there behind the big Razorback commit, and we got after it in there and was able to stop them. And that fourth down one was close too. It was close, but we got them stopped, and then we ran the clock out.
This week doesn't get any easier. Got Camden Fairview coming into War Memorial Stadium, I guess Thursday night, and that's huge implications for playoff seeding. Heck, you still got a chance to win a conference title and be the 1 seed.
Yeah, we don't know where we're going to be. We could be anywhere from a 1 to a 4, and so we just take care of our business, get to the playoffs, and then that's kind of the way I've always approached things. Let's just worry about us. Get after that. Um, yeah, and Camden always, since I've been here, has always played us close. They have never ever been that 3-year run we had with all those talented kids. They weren't in the least bit intimidated. They came out and gave us fits every year, and it's going to be I'm sure, a heck of a ball game again.
Thursday night, Parkview will be hosting Camden Fairview and at War Memorial Stadium. Then you got Lakeside going to Hot Springs. So the top 4 teams in the conference will be playing each other this week to decide the seeding. You got me now, Coach?
I got you now. Yeah, and
Okay.
that's last week Camden played Hot Springs, and it's kind of crazy how the conference schedule fell. with the top 4 teams playing each other the last 2 weeks. But here we go. Let's play another one and let's get better.
I was asking you when we lost. That'd be my last question for you. Are you the type of coach that knows what you guys need to do, what needs to happen with the Lakeside? Are you scoreboard watching, trying to get your 13 points? Does that come into play for you?
No, never has. No, I don't worry about them. I want to win the game, and if we win by 1 or 21, I don't care. And wherever the playoffs send us, we'll deal with that when we Friday night. After all of it's said and done, with all the other teams playing, and we'll deal with it then. I'm not gonna worry about things that I don't have control over.
Good stuff. Hey, Coach, thanks. Best of luck. Congratulations on being the More Sports Team of the Week. We'll keep an eye on you guys Thursday night.
Thank you so much. We sure appreciate you.
You bet. Bobby Bolding joining us, head coach of the Parkview Patriots. Awesome to have him on, and awesome to have Gwatney Buick GMC on again. Thank you to those guys for being a part of More Sports and sponsoring our interviews. They do a fantastic job out there. Go visit them for sure. Hey, and if you like this video, be sure to hit the like button, the thumbs up video button on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube so that you're a part of More Sports, and we'll continue to be producing a lot of good videos and good shows for you.
All Arkansas, all sports. It's More Sports.